Today in the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, episode 259, we are going to go and start our our prediction for Forbidden Door. Tomorrow's, of course, is in London and whatnot, and we're going to be talking about all the matches and what I think is going to happen on tomorrow and where these storyline is going to go afterwards. We're going to be talking about that much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, and we are live.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report on a special Saturday. And the reason I'm doing this on a Saturday, because tomorrow we have AEW and New Japan Forbidden Doors. So, pay-per-view that a lot of people are pretty much criticizing it. I don't know why, because they talk about, they don't have all the New Japan wrestlers in there. They don't have Yoda Sushi, they don't have Yuya Nomura, they don't have Taichi, they don't have Shota Unimo. But you got to understand that these guys just finished the G1 Climax. Takeshita is not even in the pay-per-view and whatnot, and he won the G1 Climax. So people are expecting all these wrestlers to show up on this pay-per-view. It's got to be crazy, because right now Hiroshi Tanahashi was on Wednesday. You had the War Dog show, the Drilla Maloney, Robbie X, who else? Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd, which pretty much right now it looks like probably you will see the War Dogs there. I don't know if there's going to be some type of crazy stuff that's going to happen where we may see the War Dogs go at it with Death Rider down the line. It could be a lot of things in tomorrow's New Japan AEW, because again, I am predicting this and whatnot. I am predicting that somewhere down the line, Takeshita is going to show up and he's going to confront Okada after his match against Swerve Strickland. Okay. And then to top it off, if you really think about it, it doesn't look real good for AEW after this pay-per-view. And the reason I'm saying that, because now it looks like Mr. Swerve Strickland has been wrestling with a torn meniscus for almost a year and a half. Then we see Will Ospreay talking about he may be going under the knife after this. So AEW, things are not looking very great for them. But if they keep the storylines the way they've been going, it's going to be good. And I mean, again, a lot of people are going to contradict what I'm saying as far as AEW having storylines. AEW has been having storylines. And what Tony Khan has been doing, and I love it, is that WWE is trying to hit them with everything. Reports of WWE they're going to use TNA to become the number 2 company. Tony Khan is giving the right answer. We're not worried about WWE right now. We're concentrating on our product, which I personally, she should have done this from the very beginning 6 years ago. But he got too hyped because, at that time AEW was special, blase, and he kept running his mouth. But he noticed that running your mouth will get you in a lot of trouble and you lose fans. But let me run down on this card that tomorrow definitely is going to be very interesting. Now, the TNT Championship, Kyle Fletcher versus Hiromu Takahashi. Now, for those who don't know Hiromu Takahashi is about, I think, 3 or 4 time IWGP Junior World Champion. Okay. Now, there's a big size difference between Hiromu and Kyle Fletcher. Now, Kyle Fletcher right now, to be honest, as far as the men is concerned, Kyle Fletcher, I think before Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher is like the MVP in AEW. You know what I'm saying? The guy now holds the TNT Championship, which he should have held the international before they decided to merge it. But right now, I see Hiromu and will give you a good match, but he is not going to beat Kyle Fletcher. I don't see that happening. Now, as far as the storyline out of that, I highly doubt it, but it looks like after that, we could probably see Roderick Strong will be the next challenger to Kyle Fletcher, because he's been calling Kyle Fletcher in his tag team matches after what Kyle Fletcher supposedly did to Adam Cole, who we don't know when Adam Cole is coming back, because Adam Cole caught another concussion. And this is not the first time he had this concussion situation. He had this in the first Forbidden Door years ago when Jay White, hit him with a move, and Adam Cole was out for a while. So we could see Roderick Strong be the next challenger after this match against Kyle Fletcher. So that's what I'm getting that from there. So Mercedes Moné versus Alec Windsor versus Persephone, whatever her name is, versus Bozilla. Now, I'm sure that a lot of people don't know who Persephone is, or Persephone, whatever her name is. She wrestles in CMML. I had seen her wrestle before. She is pretty good. She's one of the top women wrestler in CMML and whatnot. So now Bozilla, I do not know much about her. All I know is that she's a 21-year-old German wrestler who wrestled before in Marigold and now is wrestling in Stardom. So from what I know from her is that she is a 21-year-old and whatnot, and has wrestled in Dream Stuff, fighting Marigold, wrestled in Noah, is wrestling now in Rings, World Wonder Ring Stardom. So, I don't know much about the girl, but out of all this, I can see I picked Alex Windsor in my prediction with Wrestling Rundown. And I picked Windsor to beat Mercedes Moné, but after Mercedes Moné winning another title, this time in Scotland, I think this was part of the Rep Pro match. She's the Scottish champion. I don't remember the name of it. She's nine belts Moné. Now, I'm glad that I brought a nine belt Moné, because you're getting the most. This woman is getting the most hate from wrestling fans, and the wrestling fans that are hating on her because she got all these belts is wrestling fans who are WWE fans, and they're WWE fans who are pissed off that she left WWE to pursue other opportunities and what she's doing right now. Now, I guess all these WWE fans wanted her to be, I don't know, somewhere getting defeated by, that green, more than green down, or what's her name? Jade Cargill, or her getting pinned by Becky Lynch again, or Charlotte Flair. But no, she decided to leave. Now she has 9 belts, and now what she's doing is going to all these promotions, and these promotions are being looked at now. Who knew that Poland had an independent wrestling company up there? That's the last belt I believe that she won, or before the one on the Scottish one. So the woman is putting woman wrestling on the map around the world, and we have all this hating coming from all these these wrestling fans for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But I have, because she won the belt, I may change my pick. So I say Moné will win this match. Alex Windsor, even though she came in, she could beat Moné for the fact that Moné has had that belt since last May. And we're talking about when she beat Stephanie Vaquel for that belt and whatnot. That was in May. And I believe that was Double or Nothing. Because she has had that belt for over a year. She passed Jade Cargill as the longest TBS champion. That's a no-brainer right there. But that's what we're getting. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're getting. So hopefully, Mercedes Moné will win this match, and whatnot. So I can see that now. The AWA, I don't know what I say, AEW World Tag Team title match and whatnot. This match, as a matter of fact, before I go, this match, the AEW World Tag Team title, the Hurt Syndicate against Brody King and Bandito versus FTR, Crash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. Now, in the last couple of weeks, I've been saying that FTR is going to win the belt because, after the Hurt Business pretty much dissed MJF, I was seeing maybe a pinnacle reunion, MJF and FTR. Now, after what I saw this week with MJF getting involved with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, I probably don't see him helping FTR win the belts from the Hurt Syndicate. But I still see FTR winning the tag team titles. I don't see Brody King. I don't see Bandito winning it and whatnot. I don't see that happening. But I think the Hurt Business will lose those belts because something's going to happen. Either Stokely's going to get involved and whatnot, and maybe they'll break up the Hurt Business, which will be stupid, the Hurt Syndicate. But I have FTR winning this. It's a hard pick. But after what the Hurt Syndicate did to MJF, do not be surprised if MJF gets involved in that match and cost the Hurt Syndicate the tag team belts. And then probably vice versa. We could see that, in the world title match on, with Hangman. But in this match, I see FTR winning the belts for the third time and whatnot. Why not? I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it kind of sets up the match that everybody's talking about, which is the Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. We'll get into it in a little while. But, I mean, I could see FTR winning that belt. I could be wrong. So, you know what I'm saying? But these are predictions. Like I said, we're live and we don't talk about anything. Now, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship right now, straight off the back, I'm going to tell you right now, because number one, I'm a New Japan Wrestling fan, big time. And I know as a fan, I know for a fact that, first of all, the Nigel McGuinness versus Zack Sabre Jr. is going to be very good. Because these are two masterful wrestlers, especially McGuinness. McGuinness was a masterful wrestler back in his days. Zack Sabre Jr., this man is a beast in the ring, especially when it comes to submission moves. The 6-second submission master, I call him. Because he'll put you in a move, a submission move, 6 seconds. Next thing you know, 6 seconds later pass, he'll pull another submission move. So in that match, I see Zack Sabre Jr. winning that match because, and I'm going to say that right now, because I see Daniel Garcia turning on Nigel McGuinness. And I say this because we saw Daniel Garcia's face in Collision when he lost, and the technical for spectacle, something like that was called last week. Well, we had Lee Moriarty, we had Daniel Garcia, Nigel McGuinness, and Echisato. That match was good, but you saw that, Nigel McGuinness had to get physical with Daniel Garcia. Garcia didn't like it. Garcia lost the match, and you could tell by his face. And Nigel McGuinness asked him to be in his corner. You know for a fact that Daniel Garcia is going to cost Nigel McGuinness the IWGP belt. And I mean, and at the end of the day, the one who comes out winning out of this is Zack Sabre Jr. There's no other way. You know what I'm saying? Zack Sabre Jr. wins this match. There's no way I see Zack Sabre Jr. losing that belt to Nigel McGuinness. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, then we have the AEW Unified Championship, Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland. I see Swerve Strickland not beating Okada in this match. Okada will beat Swerve Strickland. I mean, you're definitely going to see Don Callis get involved in that match and whatnot. Now, the question is, after this match, is Swerve Strickland taking time off? Because the word is he has a torn meniscus. He's been wrestling like that for the last couple of months. Okay, so now the question is, now you, like I said, first you got the Will Ospreay, who, when I said in the beginning of this podcast, Will Ospreay is, he's going to be out. Is Swerve Strickland next? And and that will be bad for AEW because AEW right now can't afford to lose for Strickland or Will Ospreay. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody else is going to step up and do what Strickland and Ospreay is going to do, but I don't see Swerve when beating Okada. Okada's not losing that belt. What I could see though, so the storyline could continue, and I said this last week when Takeshita won the G1 Climax. Now for weeks they've been teasing a Takeshita versus a Takeshita versus oh my goodness. A Takeshita versus Takeshita versus a Okada. They've been teasing that for months. You know what I'm saying? They've been teasing that for months. And the crazy part is them teasing this pretty much kind of really set up the story anyway, because what did Takeshita want? The G1 Climax. Who was the master of the G1 Climax winner? I think he won it like 3 or 4 times. Okada. So why not have these two go at it somewhere in Full Gear, somewhere down on World's End? We could have any of those. You know what I'm saying? So anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Let's see what's going on here. Also, guys, before I continue, subscribe to the channel. If you have any of our if you missed any of our episodes, hit that notification bell for new uploads and hit that thumbs up. I was in a rush, by the way. So, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask questions during our live feed, of course. So, and whatnot. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. Let's take this out of here. Oh, what the hell? Why is this not? There you go. What the? Okay, none of this is coming out. I don't know why. Don't know why. But let me see. There you go. This is live. This is live. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Again, so that could be that the Takeshita and Okada, that could come down the line once once Okada beats Swerve. So I could see that happen. That's could be the next big storyline down the line and whatnot. So we could see that. Timeless Toni Storm versus Athena. Now, a lot of people are going to be shocked because I'm probably going to say that I don't see Athena beating Toni Storm. The fact that Toni Storm right now is hot. Toni Storm right now is the biggest name in AEW right now, and I don't see her losing to Athena. Athena right now is 16 days away from becoming the 1,000-day champion. Think about that, 1,000 days. The only people that ever was world champion and was 1,000 days. And this time in this day and age was Nick Aldis when he was the NWA world champion, and the one came close to that was Jacob Fatu with the MLW. Athena being it's going to be 1,000-day champion coming up. It was as far as I remember, Wednesday was 16 days, so it's probably less now than 2 more weeks. So I don't see Athena beating Toni Storm because in my head I'm thinking, well, if like I said, if Tony Khan is smart, he keeps building Megan Baines. Now, I don't like where Megan Baines is right now, especially when she's part of the something madness with Tekla, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue. I don't know what they're doing there, especially with Penelope Ford. I don't like what they're doing there. So I see Toni Storm. Actually, Toni Storm actually keeping the belt. So maybe down the line she either lose the belt to Mercedes Moné or Mega Baines right now. Because what's the point of pushing Megan Baines to the moon and whatnot if you're not going to give her the world title? The woman has everything. She has the look, the skill, the wrestling skill, everything. Why not? Why not have Toni Storm lose the belt to her? She almost beat her the last time. I think it was in April or I think it was May, one of those. She almost beat her. So why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see Toni Storm keeping that belt against Athena. Athena doesn't. If Athena loses to Toni Storm, it doesn't hurt her because she's still the Ring of Honor World Champion, the Women's World Champion. And she has a 1,000-day reign, so it's not really going to hurt her. So we'll see what happens there. As far as storyline is concerned, like I said, out of that match, the only thing I could think of after she beats Athena, we could see probably how you call it. Time to Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne down the line. So the Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage is the matriarchy with Killswitch and Kip Sabian, Luchasaurus, if you want to call him that. I see Copeland and Christian Cage winning that match, and I don't see Luchasaurus getting pinned in that match. What I could see is Kip Sabian taking the pin, because first of all, I don't see Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian beating Copeland and Cage. Nah, because you know what? This is all a setup for them to have a wrestling match or a title match against FTR. Because that's why I say FTR may win the world title tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because you could see it happening. You can see it happening. So it's crazy. It's crazy because right now we all know it's like they're telling you the story. So somewhere down the line, Cage and Copeland are going to be AEW Tag Team Champions. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I don't see them losing to Kip Sabian, and I definitely don't see them losing to Luchasaurus or Kip Sabian. I put it that way. So I don't see them doing that. They're going to beat them. Do that storyline ends? I don't know. Maybe they'll face a couple of more times. And you already saw it. That Cage said the only reason he's helping him because they have problems. Cage has problems with Nick Wayne and his mom and Kip Sabian. Copeland has an FTR problem, so they're gonna join forces just to take care of those problems. So, now the question is, are they gonna win the titles? I see it happening. You know what I'm saying? I see it happening down in the future and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. And then we have the big 10-man tag team, and I think it's a lights out steel cage match. We have the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Will Ospreay versus the Death Rider, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, the Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd. And again, now my question is, in this match, is Gabe Kidd's Bullet Club War Dogs are going to get involved in this match? And there's going to be a cage match. No rules, no nothing. Everything's going all out. So now the question is Will Ospreay's going to take a chance of doing something crazy on top of the cage or whatever and hurt himself even more? We don't know. So I mean, I could see the how you call it, Darby Allin's team winning this, and there may be some type of storyline. Probably, I don't see it happening, but it could be a storyline where the Death Riders and the Bullet Club War Dogs may have some type of issue down the line and whatnot. So, and if they do, it's going to be a problem because the War Dogs is 4 guys, and the how you call it, the Death Riders is 3, and if you add David Finlay into the mix, that's 5, and that's not even including the guys he just added on the G1 Climax finals this past Sunday. So could it be something down the line where these guys go to Japan and feud with Bullet Club War Dogs? I don't know. But to me, I asked myself, why did the Julian Maloney, Robbie X, and Clark Collins came out Wednesday if they're not going to get involved in this match? So, but I still see Darby Allin's team winning. Darby, of course, is going to do something crazy. You cannot expect less than that. We definitely going to see him do some crazy shit. We know that. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. And then finally, the AEW World Championship. Adam Page versus MJF, and Page can lose the title via countout or disqualification. Now, this is interesting, and I'm going to get real deep into this. I don't see MJF winning this match. And the reason I say I don't see him winning the match is because, number one, he's still going to have a contract. Okay, he's not putting the contract on the line, and that is one of the reasons he kind of decided to put Mark Briscoe in danger or trying to set him up on fire. I mean, I saw people online and guys who think they journalists and all this dumb talking about, that you really were going to set somebody on fire. The whole segment was stupid. How many times we seen where people get thrown stuff that look like they're going to set on fire in wrestling? It has happened plenty of times. So because AEW does it, it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, but with that happening, this pretty much gives MJF an advantage according to what he thinks is an advantage. Now, he said he's going to use Hangman's emotions to beat him for the belt. Now, Hangman is a dangerous guy when he's a nutcase. He takes it to another level. Remember, there's no disqualification. There's no they could beat him on a count out. So, who favors this? It favors more Adam Page. Okay. Now, MJF's going to pull out all the tricks in the game. We don't know if Ricochet is going to get involved with the most likely. The Gates of Agony are going to get involved because MJF blasted a chair behind the back of Ricochet. So something's going to happen where the Gates of Agony are going to get involved and whatnot. But can the Hurt Business get involved in that match? Again, we're going to have to wait to what happens in the tag team, AEW World Tag Team title match. Because if the Hurt Business loses the belt because of MJF, you're definitely going to see not only Mark Briscoe get involved, but also the Hurt Business is going to get involved. So there's possibilities there. So a lot of possibilities. Now, if MJF doesn't beat Hangman Page, the story doesn't end there. Because remember, he's not cashing in his contract. He's still going to have his contract. And that was the whole thing about tying up Mark Briscoe and talking about you're going to set him on fire, blah, 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 so he could get his title match. So, but I really believe MJF is not going to win the belt. He's not winning the belt. If he does, man, I don't know what AEW is doing because Hangman just won the belt. I think it was at All In, if I'm correct. He just won the belt. So he's going to lose his first title match? Which makes no sense. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it for my predictions. Now, I really want to talk about the thing with AEW and how, I keep seeing podcasters, people that claim that AEW doesn't have storylines and whatnot. And I ask myself this question. How much butthurt are you that you can stand AEW, that you'll come up with stories of, that AEW doesn't have storylines, which is not true. Now, there's a certain podcaster for sure I know he's butthurt because he got banned from AEW Scrum. And every episode he does, he taking shots at AEW and whatnot. And his last podcast he did was he hoped AEW closes his door, not forbidden door. So it's crazy when you hear that. And the stupidity that you hear from certain fans and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Now, before I continue, and I want to get this straight, is I am not that type of fan that be, a mark for a certain promotion. I watch everything. Okay, I watch everything. New Japan, MLW, WWE. I don't watch NWA, and I definitely don't watch NXT or TNA. Okay, why I don't watch those shows? Because they got nothing interesting to watch. WWE has little parts interesting. The only thing is that they're petty. They're real petty. It's like they're the number one company in the world, but yet they're worried about AEW. They're not losing no money. They're making more money now. The problem is their fan base is catching up on what they're doing. They're not freshening their storylines. Here comes the AEW decides, well, you know what? We're not going to do no more dynamites in big arenas because people aren't coming. But let's freshen up our storyline, make it more fresh, more fun. And that's exactly what they're doing. But you got wrestling fans complaining, oh, look, they're doing this more arenas. Oh, look, Their stories don't make sense, which is not true. Because the last 4 or 5 months, they've been doing great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got every wrestling show is going to have something stupid or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be like, well, why they did that? But what I haven't been seeing that lately from AEW. You know what I'm saying? And again, I am a professional wrestling fan. Okay? And when I'm not going to go and tell you, oh, WWE sucks and they're never good. That's not true. WWE has had wrestling shows that they're good, but let's be realistic. If you look at their pay-per-views, I mean, SummerSlam, if it wasn't for Seth Rollins, that show wasn't going to get saved night 1, and night 2 they fucked it up with bringing Brock Lesnar back, and they're getting more petty by now supposedly they're using an ECW pay-per-view name, WrestlePalooza, as a PLE to go against AEW All Out. Right now, you ask me this question: why would I rather see? Why I want to see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar again? I don't care. I don't care. Okay, and they're just going to put a bunch of matches on ESPN because why they figure in ESPN people are going to watch because it's an ESPN. But I'm not watching that. I'll watch it All Out because All Out is one of my favorite shows where anything goes, anything crazy goes, and I'm going to watch AEW. This counter programming that WWE is doing, it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire big time. It backfired with NXT. They're doing NXT Heatwave tomorrow after 6:00 and whatnot. Who's gonna watch that? Because I can't sit down and watch NXT. I'm sorry. I can't. Nothing NXT excites me anymore. Especially now they got Stephanie Raquel now is in the main roster. Julia's in the main roster. Roxanne Perez is in the main roster. Who they got there? Nobody that I care for. Trick Williams or whatever. They're using TNA. They're taking the TNA titles from the wrestlers in TNA to bring it to NXT and whatnot. Okay? And then AAA, don't let me start with AAA because I went last week and last Saturday and went to check out Triple Mania. And what do I see? I see a guy coming down the ring. They Pimpinetta, or whatever his name was, dancing, coming into the ring, kissing guys. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You know what I'm saying? And then Iguana and all this. What the hell are we watching? And people get mad when us wrestling fans don't want to watch that. We don't want to. I want to watch professional wrestling. We don't want to watch comedy and wrestling. We don't want to watch Hollywood people come and wrestle. We don't want to watch musicians come in and wrestle. Okay? Or influencer or whatever, rappers. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? How much stupidity are we going to continue seeing? You know what I'm saying? And some people are already getting in their head, they saying that nothing in wrestling is interesting, which I disagree. You just got to watch something else. You don't have to watch AEW. You don't have to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. That G1 was awesome. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That G1 was awesome. I don't care what anybody tells me. You know what I'm saying? But people don't like to see tournaments. People don't like to see New Japan. Everybody wants to watch promos and everybody wants to watch comedy because that's what the wrestling business, as far as WWE is concerned, and the fan base, they love that shit. You know, if they can't do a promo, they're not good. If they can't do comedy, they're not that good. No. Professional wrestling is not about being pro. I mean, first of all, one thing that came into my mind the other day was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, you will never see nobody do a promo. Nobody will stand in the ring and do a 15-minute promo before their show starts. Their wrestling is straight up wrestling. And then the main event, whoever wins that match is the one who does a little promo, probably 5 minutes, talk to the fans, and they're out. Why we can't have that? Why we got to watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and we watch 15 minutes of someone talking and drama and all this bullshit just to set up matches for the end of the night? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. People are used to that shit. I'm not. I mean, AEW is victim of that, but You know what I'm saying? WWE does it worse. They do that worse than AEW. AEW, they don't do it all the time. They don't do it every week. Every Raw, if it's CM Punk talking shit or Cody Rhodes talking crap, not that I got anything against Cody Rhodes, it's somebody always before Raw or SmackDown starts. 15 minutes of this shit. And then when it comes around 2 hours past, you only got 4 matches. And the women matches is even worse because the women matches, they just put them for 10 minutes, 12 minutes. They don't give the women enough time to wrestle. You know what I'm saying? You know, AEW gives the woman more time, I think. But I'm going to be realistic with AEW. There's Deonna Purrazzo, what they have done with her. You know what I'm saying? They haven't done nothing. She's where? They're just wasting Deonna Purrazzo in AEW. It's just crazy. And this is why I'm scared about Megan Baines. Because Megan Baines has everything. And I don't know what Tony Khan is doing there, but she should be the next AEW World Champion. She has the skills. She's the one who should beat Toni Storm. If it's not her, Mercedes Moné. So that is it for me, guys. Thank you very much for supporting the podcast on this Forbidden Door London match prediction and future storylines, episode 259. Again, guys want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, the X, and of course on YouTube. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you have missed any of my channel, anything on my episodes in my channel. Go check that out and whatnot. Also check out my podcast store, t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. Go to tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. We are available also on TikTok, so check us out and whatnot. Let me know what you think about my predictions on the Forbidden Door and whatnot. Let me know what you think and whatnot. And again, subscribe to the channel. And we will see you guys next week with more of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.